kirtan we were singing. I don't know if you noticed, but I did. Many, many years ago, we were in England with our Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And when we were there, he was in the process of having so many meetings with many of the Sangha leaders. But one day we went to the place where Srila Gurudev was staying. We wanted to hear him speak some Hari Katha. So we went to that place with our instruments, the harmonium, kartals, mardanga, about 8 or 9 of us. We went there and we knocked on the door. Brajanath Prabhu, his secretary, he came down and he said, "Oh, today Gurudev isn't giving any darshan, so there's no Hari Katha today." And we said, "Oh, okay. But can we just come inside and do some kirtan for Thakurji?" And he said, "Okay, no harm, you can come and do." So we went inside and I turned to our friends that were with us and I said, "Let's sing this bhajan, Gurudev Kripa Karake. Let's sing it so loudly so that Gurudev will have to come down." So then we began singing this kirtan. And instead of looking toward Thakurji and looking that way, everybody had their mouths and faces pointed up, calling out to the ceiling, "Oh, Gurudev, please be merciful to me. Oh, Gurudev, please come down." As we were singing the kirtan, about halfway through, we looked off toward the side and there were some stairs coming down. And we looked and Srila Gurudev himself was coming down the stairs. If you knew our Gurudev, he was in his middle 80s at the time. And he always held on to the shoulder of Brajanath Prabhu or Sripad Madhav Maharaj. But this time, he was holding on to the railing with 2 hands and he was looking toward us. And one step at a time, he was coming down the stairs. And we were so excited. "Oh, Gurudev Kripa Karake," and we're singing this bhajan. We were so happy. So then Gurudev came and he sat directly in front of us. And we began to sing the kirtan to him. So he listened to it and then he pointed to one girl who was like a business lady. And she seemed the least person to understand what she was singing. But he looked at her and he said, "In your own words, what does this kirtan mean to you?" And so she closed the book and she began telling Gurudev the meaning of this kirtan. After some time, Gurudev began to also explain the kirtan. And he said, "I would prefer that my daughters, that the ladies, that they will sing it in their own gender. So instead of singing, 'I am your das,' I prefer you sing, 'Dasi hu, akeli hu,' like this." And I said, "But Gurudev, in a kirtan, when it's mixed and the boys were singing something different," he said, "No harm." So generally, we don't change anything in these bhajans. We don't sing even according to our gender. We're just calling out to the Lord for mercy, forgetting everything, hopefully. But this bhajan actually was written for our Gurudev. And he said that he preferred like this. So I wanted to explain why I had changed that and I was saying dasi instead of dasa. But we don't do it to any other kirtan. We don't just make it up or sing according to our bodies or even our own mentality. Sometimes there are many alankars that people will do. It means additions. Like sometimes people will say, in Radhe Jai Jai Madhav Dayate, it says Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite. But some people say Sri Rupa Sanatan. But Gurudev once said, "Do you have the qualification to change the words of Rupa Goswami? Do you know his mood when he wrote this kirtan? Why he is saying Sanatan and Sanaka Kumar? Why he's talking about them in this bhajan? He is establishing how Srimati Radhika is the most chaste. She is supremely glorious and the goddess of all. That those who don't even grow past the age of 4, they are how old? Thousands of years old, the 4 Kumaras. But because they are such strong brahmacharis, their bodies don't change past the age of 5. and they are doing vandana to Srimati Radhika. There was a meaning and a purpose as to why he was writing this. This is one very external meaning, actually. But he was saying, do you have the power to change the words of Rupa Goswami? Don't do this. So we never change anything but on the order of Gurudev, and because it was written for him, it was his preference that when his daughters were singing, we weren't singing, I am your das, oh, I am your dasi. So then Gurudev began to give Hari Katha, and Brajanath Prabhu quickly came with a microphone to attach it to Gurudev. And Gurudev said, oh, you go back to your big meeting, nothing is happening here. And we were like, oh. So then about 15-20 minutes passed, and Srila Gurudev got up to go back upstairs. And I went and I said, oh, Srila Gurudev, thank you so much for coming down and being with us. And he smiled and he said, oh, I had to. You called me. This is another indication for us when we are singing these kirtans. Last night we talked so much about why we are singing these kirtans and something of a mood about singing them. But when we are singing directly to Guru and Vaishnavas, we should know that they hear our prayers. They are not distant from us. Sometimes we think, oh, Guru is in Goloka Vrindavan, or Gurudev is in India, or he's in Brazil, or he's in any other country. How can he know my prayer? This means that we are considering Guru to be material, like us, bound by the body and bound by karma. But when a Vaishnava comes to this world, they descend out of sweet mercy. They are not bound by karma. When from the core of our heart we are crying out to them, they hear this prayer and they will respond to it. That is why we chant them. Not because the tunes are great, which they are. Not because it's a beautiful sound of poetry. Even Gurudev says it's anti-pollution. Chanting these is like an attack against Maya. That isn't even why we're doing it. It's a side effect. It's something that is automatic. We are trying to go to the core of the heart and connect with our Atma Bandhu, mean Sri Guru. He is the friend of the Atma. One time Srila Gurudev looked at me and he said, oh, you should see me like your worldly Bandhu. You should see me like your worldly friend. It means you should have no shyness with me. You should call out to me. You should open your heart to me. Don't keep anything hidden, like I am your very deepest, best friend. Because the moment you open your heart, the moment you call out for mercy, that moment Gurudev is there waiting and ready to give. Guru is the manifestation of the mercy of Krishna. He is waiting to give mercy. So when we are calling these bhajans, we are calling Sri Guru, please, come and manifest in this assembly. Manifest in my mind and my heart. Just now we're creating a sacred environment for what? For Radha and Krishna to come and dance. How? In the form of Nam Kirtan. Our foundation is Sri Guru. First and foremost, Guru should come and present himself here. Oh Gurudev, out of love and compassion, out of mercy, please manifest in my heart, manifest in this assembly. I'm calling you, Kripa Karake, give me your mercy. If we call like this, Gurudev said, most certainly we will connect with Guru. How can we not? That is his function. That is why he has come. Huh? Yeah. So tell me. Oh, I'm gonna say. Ebara karuna koro. In this book, it's 44.
In that bhajan, Srila Narottam Das Thakur, he's praying from the core of his heart, O Vaishnava Thakur, please give me your mercy just this one time. Right now, actually he's saying right now. I need your mercy now. Please see my condition. E baro means this time. This time, just now, please give me your mercy. O Vaishnava Thakur, Patita Pavana Toma Vine Ke Honai. Without your mercy, what is the purpose of my existence? I cannot continue. He's speaking very beautifully. Here he's saying, Gangara Parasha Hoile Pashtate Pavan Darshani Pavitra Koro Eto Margun. Just by seeing the Vaishnava, one's mind and heart is purified. One may have to take bath in the Ganga many, many times, and gradually purification can come. According to the Shastra, the pure devotee, he carries Krishna within the core of his heart. So wherever he goes, that place is known as Tirtha. Wherever he sets his feet, because he's carrying Krishna in his heart. Krishna is never alone. Krishna is there with his friends, his mother, his father, his cows, his gopis, Srimati Radhika, all of Vrindavan. All of everything in Vrindavan is there. Wherever the pure devotee goes, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, those hills are like Govardhan. Those rivers are like Yamuna River. The lakes are like Radha Kund and Shyamukund. Just by having darshan of those persons, one's mind and consciousness is purified. It is said that those persons who have so many sins in their heart, they go to the holy places and they bathe in those holy places. They go to the places of pilgrimage with desire to remove their sins. And so they leave their sins in those places. Imagine 1,000 million people all going and leaving their sins in one place. That place is absorbing the sins. But when the pure Vaishnava goes to that place, he evaporates all of those sins. He makes it disappear. The Vaishnava is so powerful that he cleans the holy places from the sins of so many simple persons. But just by seeing such a Vaishnava. But who has this quality? They must be transcendental. They must be free from all inebrities, all anarthas. Otherwise, just by seeing someone who's full of material desires, what happens? Within our heart, material desires expand naturally. By hearing from someone whose heart is full of material desires and lust, then that also can manifest in our heart. So only that person who's completely transcendental, they have this quality. When we were in New Braj, I'm going to say in Badger, California, but Srila Gurudev called it New Braj, same as Braj, so it's not in Badger, California. He would say, come with me. You should leave your idea that I am in Badger, California, and you come with me. He said, now we are going to the banks of Jamuna, and we will bathe 3 times, and then he would dunk us. 1, 2, 3. All by mind and by heart, he would bathe us in Yamuna. And he said, now you are in Vrindavan on the bank of Yamuna.
And peacocks would start cooing. Peacocking.
And there would be a very slight sprinkle of rain. And everything, the whole environment would suddenly change. And then he would start speaking about Krishna. This is the power of the association of the pure Vaishnava. They're carrying Krishna within their heart. Chorang nirganyam purusham namami. They have permanently bound Krishna within the prison of their heart. And Krishna is very happy to be there. And that person who has captured Krishna, we said there on the last line, Tomara hridaya sada govinda vishram govinda kohina mama vaishnava param. Within your heart, O Vaishnava Thakur, Tomara hridaya sada govinda vishram. Govinda Krishna is residing there. And Krishna himself says that my devotees, they are my life and soul. Those who say that they are my devotee, they're not really my devotee, Krishna says. But those who are the devotees of my devotees, they are my real devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also spoke this. I am not any material identity. My only identity is that I am an eternal servant of the servant of the servant. Dasa, das, anudas. Of Krishna, the beloved of the gopis. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving this instruction. So, Tomara hridaya sada govinda vishram. First we call out to the near and dear, the intimate associates of Krishna. This is sadhu sangha. And they, because they have Krishna in their heart, Gurudev always said, Only someone who possesses something can give that thing to you. They have the power to awaken Krishna, to awaken bhakti in our heart. As Srila Gaur Govinda Goswami Maharaj, he said, Guru makes Krishna appear in your heart. Of course, we understand that Krishna and our relationship with Krishna is always there, inherent. Nitya siddha Krishna prema sadhya kabunai shravanadi shuddha chitte kore uday. Our relationship with Krishna is eternally inherent within our hearts. But by the presence of the pure devotee, that relationship is awakened. Without their presence, we can continue in this samsara for millions and millions of lifetimes. So Narottam Das Thakur is praying, Prati janme kori asha charane radhuli. He's not saying, oh, I want to have my direct relationship with Krishna. He's praying to the Vaishnavas, Prati janme, in every birth. May I always have the association of the pure devotees. May I always take the dust from your lotus feet on my head. Charane radhuli. Narottame korodoya apanarava. This is Narottam's constant prayer. But this should be our prayer also. Because the foot dust of the Vaishnavas, the water that has washed their feet, and the remnants of their foodstuff, these are the most powerful substances. Bhakta Padaduli ar Bhakta Padajal Bhakta Bhukta Avashesh Teen Mahabal. Narada Muni, in his previous birth, she was speaking about the 4 Kumaras. In his previous birth, he was the son of a Shudrani, a cleaning lady. And it so happened that the 4 Kumaras, the Bhakti Vedantas, and many other sages had come to the village where they resided. He was just a small child at the time, this Narada in his previous birth. By great fortune, she had the opportunity to serve these Bhakti Vedantas, and she also engaged this young boy in serving the Bhakti Vedantas. We also have the association of Bhakti Vedantas, Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Swami Maharaj, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, so many Bhakti Vedantas. So he had the opportunity to serve, to clean up after them, and by their permission, he took the remnants of their prasad. And this in itself was so powerful, it was sufficient to cut his attachment to this material world. By the will of providence, a snake had bitten his mother and she passed away. But he was completely absorbed in the instructions that he had heard from these Bhaktivedantas. He went into the forest only searching after that personality that they were glorifying. Going everywhere, crying and searching, where is my Lord? Where is my Lord? Entering into that forest, within 6 months, very, very quickly, because his heart was one-pointed. One-pointedness is very, very powerful. Gurudev always used these words, one-pointed bhakti. Within 6 months, he had darshan of his Prabhu Narayan. One momentary darshan. This is called spurti. He saw him, and then immediately Narayan disappeared. And then a voice came from the sky. You will not see me again in this lifetime. What did Narada Muni in his previous life do? Oh, well, if I'm not going to see you again, then let me go back and, enjoy the material world. No. One time, we were in Germany on a morning walk, and one devotee told Srila Gurudev, oh, there's one devotee over here. He said that he had darshan of the belly, the navel of Srimati Radhika. And Gurudev said, what? He had darshan of the navel of Srimati Radhika. And Gurudev went, and he started laughing and bouncing. And then he stopped and he said, bogus. He said, if even one time you have seen such a thing, you would never be attracted to anything in this material world ever again. And then Gurudev told this history of Narada Muni. This is the real power of actually receiving the association of the Bhakti Vedantas. So we can also look at ourselves. I have been in the association of pure Vaishnavas many times. How many times have I been in their association? How many years have I spent in their association? But I'm still so thirsty for material things. I want to enjoy this world. What association have I truly taken? They are trying to give us Krishna, and I'm saying, no, I want Maya. So this Narada Muni, for the rest of his life, and it was his previous birth, for the rest of his life only crying and searching, where is my Lord? Where is my Lord? He wasn't looking at anything else, only searching for the Lord. He tells this story himself. In the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, he's telling this history. And he said at that time it was the end of the universe, dissolution of the universe. the universe was due to re-enter into the form of Mahavishnu. So Mahavishnu, lying there in cosmic sleep, was breathing inward, and that universe collapsed and went back inside. So all bodies and everything disintegrate, but all souls remain as they are. He said, I remained within the form of Mahavishnu for the entire in-breath. We cannot imagine how long that is. The entire in-breath. Means all the universes entered back into his form and remained for the entire duration of his in-breath. And then again, when he breathed out, all the universes manifested again. He said, and now I have come like this, as Narada Muni. What is the power of a moment's association with the real Bhaktivedanta? Taking the remnants of their foodstuffs by their permission. How powerful is that? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, these three substances are extremely powerful. And Srila Gurudev said, even if you have lost your interest in bhakti, you have no inclination in bhakti, if you take shelter of these three substances, the dust from the feet of the Vaishnava, the water that has washed their feet, and the remnants of their foodstuffs. Even one of these is sufficient to reverse your unwillingness and can turn you again toward bhakti. So whoever of us have ever felt like we just lost interest, we have no more inspiration or enthusiasm in bhakti, we should be greedy to attain even one drop of that transcendental substance. But for that substance to be transcendental, the person who we are receiving it from must also be transcendental. Otherwise, what will be the result? We hear in Srimad Bhagavatam, Vikriditam Rajabudubiridam Chavishnu Shradhan Vitonu Shiniyat Atavanayadya Bhaktim Param Bhagavatim Pratilabhya Kaman Hridrogam Ashvapehino Tachirena Dhira. The way to remove lust, the greatest disease, the disease of lust from our heart, is to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, especially Rasa Lila Katha, from the mouth of the pure devotees, with honor and with faith, Shraddha Anvita, with true regard. To hear that katha, it will remove lust. This verse is telling us that if you have lust, you should hear this katha, but from the right source and with the right mood. Otherwise, why would the verse be there? No, I have lust, I can't hear about Rasa Lila. Then this verse would be useless. We could throw this out, but nothing from Bhagavatam is able to be thrown out. To hear it from the proper source, this will remove lust from the heart. But if you hear that same katha from someone who has lust in their heart, who is not free from lust, what happens? Lust inflames in the heart. Because there is a natural superimposition of our material consciousness onto the transcendental subject matter. So, associating with the right source, the right personality, a real sadhu. Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj always used this term together, sadhu guru. A real sadhu is a real guru. A real sadhu is shiksha guru for the entire world. That person who can remove my anarthas and awaken my relationship with Krishna, that is sadhu, that is guru. We can only have one real diksha guru, but all real sadhus, they are our shiksha gurus. These days, it's common to say if you go to any other pure devotee who's not within our group, you are making aparadha Gurudev, you're doing all sorts of nonsense. Gurudev said whoever is telling this, they are spreading poison. Never in history have we heard this thing before. Oh, Narada Muni is coming. No, he's not from my group. Don't listen to him. Shukadeva Goswami is coming. No, he's naked, he's 16, he's got dust on him, and he's got matted hair. He looks like a hippie. We should avoid him. Gurudev said this poison is being spread. He called it poison. Why? When we went to the temple in Govardhan, when it was first being built, it was a big, beautiful cement structure. And I'm sure just like when this temple first opened, the devotees were so happy. We finally have a center. So we were in Govardhan, and the devotees were so excited. We finally have a temple. And Krishnadas Brahmachari at the time led a beautiful, very, very ecstatic kirtan. And all the devotees were dancing with their hands in the air. And he was singing so high, I had never heard him sing so high before. And it felt like the roof was bouncing off the top of the temple. We were so happy. After the kirtan was finished, we were so excited. We sat down around Srila Gurudev, and we were just looking at him with excitement. Like little puppies, we were like this. And Srila Gurudev, the first words that came out of his mouth, they were shocking to me, but they hit me like a thunderbolt in my heart. He said, do not be attached to these walls. One day they will crumble. I was like, whoa, he has no attachment to anything material. He said, even one day, Thakurji will also disappear. You should only be attached to that place where Harikatha is being spoken by the pure devotee. And at that point, I thought, this is essential truth, spoken concisely. This is the truth. Wherever the pure devotee is, that is called Bhagavat Guru Parampara. Srila Gurudev spent so much energy establishing that point. Where there is the pure devotee, regardless of whether he's in my group or the next group, or Hanumanji, even if he looks like a monkey, or a bird like Garuda, we should not discriminate. We should only pray from the core of our heart to Krishna. Please be merciful to me and allow me to recognize the pure devotee so that I won't offend any pure Vaishnava, because it's so natural to come into group consciousness. Oh, this one, this thing, that thing. Who is following the line of the pure Vaishnava? Who is speaking according to Sri Guru? Who is not twisting or changing their moods or their teachings? Who is giving that essential thing? And especially who is really truly practicing? That person we should go and we should drink from. And then we can hope, we actually have a hope to receive bhakti. Otherwise, hearing from so many persons, especially those persons who are blatantly, overtly lusty, and especially those who are very attached to those lusty persons. It's very interesting. I read this from Srila Gurudev in the Davadarashtakam book. He was speaking about association, sadhu sangha. And since we were speaking about this bhajan, ebaro kurunakaro vaishnava gashai, we're talking about sadhus. And he was saying that just like being the servant of the servant, this even brings you closer. Who is truly serving my Gurudev? I want to be close to them because they can increase my connection with my Guru. In the same way, as Das Anudas is more powerful than just being the direct servant. If one associates with the person who is attached to the lusty person, it is even worse for you than associating with the lusty person. That person who is defending or attached to those who are aparadhis, this is even more dangerous because we open our hearts there. One, you can see very clearly this is not favorable, but the other one, it's very easy to open one's heart. So Srila Gurudev said we should be very careful. Hearing Harinam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing about Krishna from an aparadhi or from someone whose heart is completely full of lust and material desires, this will take us away from the path of bhakti. And we'll feel one day, what happened to me? What happened to my bhakti? And hearing from that person whose heart is completely pure, transcendental, who is not twisting, who is not changing, who is trying to follow the line, the siddhanta, the teachings of the pure spiritual masters in our Guru Parampara. That person who is also seeing themselves as a servant of the servant of the servant, only wanting to go to Krishna and to bring everyone else and their love and affection to Krishna. That will bring us toward bhakti, and we will notice an increase in our bhakti and our inspiration. So association with Vaishnavas is everything on bhakti. Actually, I'll say it very simply. Association is everything. Satsanga, sadhu sangha is everything in terms of what is favorable for bhakti. Krishna bhakti janmamul hoy sadhu sangha. Krishna prema janmeteno guna mukhya anga. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is stated that Krishna bhakti, the root of Krishna bhakti is association with sadhus, the pure devotees of the Lord. And even after attainment of perfection, even after we've attained Krishna prema, what is the most essential necessity, essential requirement? Sadhu sangha. This is how important sadhu sangha is. And asat sangha, which is also association, is the most detrimental thing. That's why I said association is the most important. What is the most important favorably? What is the most important unfavorably? We must be able to discriminate. We must be able to distinguish. Otherwise, everything can be lost very easily. So,
Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj, he said that actually what is our disease? He said, we think that we are the seer and that we will see who is a Vaishnava and who isn't. He said, this is a disease because really we don't know. We cannot see. We cannot actually understand who is and who is not a Vaishnava. So he said, in that condition, what do we do? Because he said, really, Krishna is the seer. Guru is the seer. So as much as he's talking about, we must go to that perfect person, that person who is bound Krishna with the rope of their love in the core of their heart. Our Shastra says even more rare than a guru like that is a disciple or a seeker who wants that type of guru. That is why it is so rare. It is more rare to have a qualified disciple than to have a qualified guru. So we have a part to play in this. So he said, how? What do we do? What will we do? We are told to cry. We are told to weep. But how? My favorite lecture from Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, it's called Guru Seva is Everything. And in this lecture, he starts talking about how to call Krishna into our lives. It's not by going here and there and going into temples and going, let me see this one. Oh, he looks good. He looks nicely shaved. He looks like Mahaprabhu. We have all these mental ideas sometimes. Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj said, no. From the core of your heart, with the utmost sincerity. And then he said, if a fire was on your head, could you sit still? Could you sit still and oh, Krishna will send water? He said, no, if a fire is on your head, you will run and you will scream, give me water, give me water. Help me, give me water. He said in the same way, we are suffering and burning in the frying pan of this material world. Samsara Dava, we are frying here in the repetition of samsara. We should be crying out with some urgency. Oh, Krishna, send me your own person. I don't know who they are, but you know who your own person is. He said, our duty is to cry, and Krishna's duty is to send you Guru. He said, that is Krishna's business, not our business. He said, it's not our business to go here and there and check and see like this. Krishna will send. Because we will never see. Our eyes are defective. Our ears are defective. All of our senses are so limited. How can we calculate who is transcendental? It is impossible. Sometimes, oh, they must be Indian, or they must be Brahmin, or they must be this or that. Today I was reading about Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur came from a family of like Kshatriyas. He came from a princely, a kingly background, but he was giving initiation to Brahmins. This is 500 years ago. Still, this is being thought of in India to this day, that you must be born in this caste system to be able to give. That a Vaishnava must be, or that Guru must be a certain stage. He must be like this. Vaishnavism isn't like this. Where the pure devotee is, we must run there no matter what they look like, no matter what their caste, no matter what their institution. If they have bound up Krishna in the core of their heart, it is our duty to go there, but with sincerity. Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj said, Paramatma is hearing. He hears everything. He said, but you, he said, you are a cheater. You're not crying from the core of your heart, and Krishna knows it. That's what he said. Krishna knows it. You are not sincere. You are a duplicitous fellow. You are externally saying, oh, Krishna, help me, help me. And internally, you are thinking, how can I enjoy this material world? He said, in that case, Krishna will send you Maya Guru. He will send you a cheater instead of a teacher. He said, but if you want that real thing, really, you want that person who is connected with Krishna. You want the mercy form of Krishna to manifest in your life. Then from the core of our heart, we should call out, please send me your own person. I want nothing less than that. You can throw all kinds of toys in front of me. You can give me all kinds of other things in the place of it, but I don't accept it. I only want your own person. And then what the Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj says, actually, Krishna is waiting to give mercy. He said, mercy ropes are hanging down. He said, that is the sadhu. They are like ropes hanging down in this world, and it is up to us to hold on. That means to their instructions. Sri Guru is manifested into our life. It means first and foremost, we hold on to their instructions. That is our part of the relationship. Sometimes we're thinking, wow, you know, I have such a high-class guru and nothing's changed. Well, Gurudev, what's wrong? What are you doing here? Nothing's wrong with our Gurudev. Something's wrong here. Means I must check inside my own heart. That dark cave with so many scorpions and snakes and thorns and stones. I must go inside and I must do some cleaning out. Our Gurudev said, if Gurudev is there and he's trying to put out this forest fire, stop putting ghee, stop putting wood. It means stop putting so many material things in there. Be hungry for sadhu sangha. There's one story, I think it's a story from the Bible, and it was about this really rich man. And this man, he called all of his friends, his very, very rich friends. He said, I'm going to have a very big feast. I'm going to make so many preparations, and on this day and time, I want all of you to come. That day came, but none of his friends arrived. They were all busy doing other things. They had already eaten so many of their own feasts. They had done enough. So that rich man, he called out, he put out a proclamation. He sent papers everywhere. If anyone is hungry, if there is anyone out there who is hungry, this is my address. This is my home. You should come. You are welcome to eat here. Many, many people started to come. Homeless people, beggars, sick people, all kinds of people that would be considered like the lowest and riffraff of society. They came and he began to feed all of these poor people this gorgeous feast in this neighborhood of rich, rich people. All of a sudden, those neighbors began to look and they thought, hey, what are you doing? They went to the man and said, these people aren't qualified for this. They're not qualified to be in this neighborhood. What are you doing? What have you done? And the rich man said, actually, you aren't qualified. You're not hungry for what I have to give, but they are hungry. They are hungry and needy, and they crossed all barriers to come here. They've crossed oceans and mountains. They are hungry, so that is their qualification. So in the same way, we're taught, instead of trying to fill ourselves with so many material desires, thinking that will make us satisfied, keep ourselves a little hungry, meaning calling out to Krishna from the core of our heart. Oh, I want nothing less than someone like Srila Prabhupada. I want nothing less than someone like my Gurudev, someone like Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj. I want nothing less than this. I will accept all kinds of good association. I will honor with gratitude all that come to me and remind me of my goal and purpose. But yet, I will surrender only to that person who you have entered into their heart. Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj says, that person who has Krishna, only they can give Krishna. He said, anyone else, they are a cheater. They cannot give. So what must we do? From the core of our heart with sincerity. Once in Australia, I know I told this, but it's kind of in line with the mercy rope of Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj. We were in Australia, or in Fiji with Srila Gurudev, and we lived there for 2.5 years. We had a 300-acre farm, and we were farming this land, and within a few years, we were supposed to make all of this money and do all this stuff, but I was suffering because there was no association there. It was like a desert. Everywhere there, though, if anyone looked at a picture, they would think it was like a heavenly planet. There was ocean in front of us. Behind us were mountains. There were coconuts, mangoes, soursop, papayas, avocados as big as your head. I mean, everything you can imagine was there. You could never go hungry in this land. But it was hell. It was hell. There was no association. So Gurudev came for 1 week, and after 1 week, he was going to go to Australia, and I thought, you're leaving me. You're deserting me. Oh my God, please don't go. Please don't leave me. So we went to the airport to see him off, and I was sitting at his feet, and I was just looking up at him, and I was crying. I never spoke any words to him, but in my mind, I had a mantra. Please take me to Australia with you. Take me to Australia with you. Don't leave me here. Don't leave me in this horrible place. Please take me to Australia. Take me to Australia. I was chanting this mantra and crying. And Srila Gurudev was talking to many devotees, and I'm just looking at him, doing my Australia mantra. After about 5 or 6 minutes, Gurudev just looked at me and he said, oh, I will take you to Goloka Vrindavan with me. And then I started to cry like a baby. I was like, ah! And I said, do you promise? And he said, yes, I must. I must. And then he held his little finger up and he said, but you have to hold on to my little finger and don't let go. And I said, I won't, Srila Gurudev. And then he looked at me very seriously and he said, don't let go. That is the point. We have something to do. Guru has manifested into our life. He is giving his mercy. And our duty is to hold on. And how do we do that? By holding on to his instructions. Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj said, follow Guru's instructions as it is. Don't deliberate, don't twist, don't concoct our own ideas. As it is, follow Guru. And he will pull us out of this material world and take us to the feet of our eternal beloved. That is the function of Guru. That is why he is here. And that is our duty as a disciple, to hold on. Hold on to that mercy rope. Hold on to their little finger. I am your disciple. Please inflict discipline on me. That's what Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj says. Guru means that, disciple means that Guru will administer severe discipline. What is Gurudev's severe discipline? Give up a tomato. Chaturmasya, chant your japa. Little things. And then he starts to say, chant and remember with sweet love and affection. What kind of discipline is there really that Gurudev has given us? Basically, we have found, actually we were talking with Bhakti Swarup the other day, and he was saying, actually, it's the opposite. Now Guru is running after us. He was talking about it in the mundane Guru, but actually Sri Guru is also running after us. Sometimes we see people canvassing, oh, I want to be your Guru, come to me, I'll be your Guru. But actually Sri Guru is running after you saying, I will give you Krishna, I will give you Krishna, come to me and I will give him to you. And we're running away going, no, no. One last story, and then we'll do Kirtan. Again, we were in Fiji. I've told this before, but
5 years ago.
In context. We were in Fiji with Srila Gurudev, and this is many, many years ago. He had given me Shri Shri Radha Binod Bihariji, Thakurji, and he had done Pran Pratishta. And so a year later, in 1998, I had gotten Mahaprabhu. And I brought Mahaprabhu to Fiji, and I was there, and I thought, oh, here Gurudev will do Pran Pratishta of Mahaprabhu. So Gurudev had been giving a very big darshan. And I was sitting a little bit in the back, and I said, oh, Gurudev, yes, will you do Pran Pratishta of my Mahaprabhu? And he looked at me and he said, what will you give me? And I was like, well, I don't know. I don't have anything. I only have 2 suitcases left. He wasn't impressed. And he started talking to other devotees. And I thought, I said, Gurudev, what? Will you do Pran Pratishta of my Mahaprabhu? He said, what will you give me? And then he pointed to Kishori Mohan. He said, will you give me Kishori Mohan Prabhu? And I just looked at him and he smiled and he said, I will give him sannyas. Would you like that? So I smiled at Gurudev and said, I will always try to like everything you do, Gurudev. And then again, he wasn't so impressed and he continued speaking to other devotees. I thought, oh no. So then Gurudev got up to leave to go to his room, and I got in front, and Kishori Mohan Prabhu, we were standing together right behind Gurudev, and I said, Srila Gurudev, will you do Pram Pratishtha of my Mahaprabhu? And he spun around and he pointed to Kishori Mohan and he said, do you want Prabhu or Mahaprabhu? And I started to shake. And I felt my face go red, my ears were ringing, and I got really afraid. And very quietly I said, Mahaprabhu. And he said, Prabhu or Mahaprabhu? And I said, Mahaprabhu. And then he just smiled and said, thank you very much. And he walked away. And I was shaking. I was so scared. I thought, oh my God, he's going to take my husband now. He didn't. And he did give Pram Pratishtha to Mahaprabhu. But it was many years later, I was singing this, Oh Hey Vaishnav Thakur, Amito Kangal Krishna, Krishna Bole Dai Tava Pachi. I am running after you, calling Krishna, Krishna. You can give Krishna to me. I am like a beggar, calling after you. Please give me Krishna. We sang this, and I sat back, and I realized he wanted to give me Krishna, and I didn't want him. I was so afraid. Internally, I was thinking, I want Mahaprabhu, and I want Prabhu, and I want my saris, and my lipstick, and I want all of my material things. I want everything. I want Bhakti, Bhav, and Prem, and I want it in this body, and I want all my material desires fulfilled. I didn't want Mahaprabhu, and it shocked me to the core. We were saying yesterday, why is Bhakti so rare? Because we don't really want it. When I was confronted with it, when he was asking me, what do you want? Do you want this? Personality, who is this? It's another bag of blood and pus and stool and urine and all this stuff. And when the jiva leaves this body, what is it? Am I attached to the jiva? Or am I attached to this external? Oh, I want this bag of stool, please. Don't take it from me, I want it. I need to keep it with me always. Also, this bag of stool, no difference. I want to keep all of my material disgustingness, and I want Bhakti, Bhav, and Prem. It was such a shock to me, really. When he stood in front of me, do you want Prabhu or Mahaprabhu? I didn't want Mahaprabhu. So this is the thing. This is the real essential thing. Where is my sincerity? From the core of my heart, I'm calling out, what do I really want? Then we can know. Then we can chant with sincerity and call out, Gurudev, give me your mercy. I am in need of help. I can see my situation as it is, and now I see I really don't even want what you came to give, and yet you are running after me, chanting, I will give you Krishna, I will give you Krishna. Such is the mercy of the Bhakta, the real sadhu guru. He's not coming saying, give me pratishtha, give me name and fame, give me your wealth. I want to collect all of your love and affection. When I came to Gurudev, he took a flower and he said, I want to make your heart like this. So sweet, soft, fragrant, and pure. And I want to take your heart, your Atma, like this, and I want to offer it to the lotus feet of my beloved. And then he went and offered it to the lotus feet of Param Gurudev. That is Guru, not for himself. Oh, he's only trying to serve his Gurudev, trying to serve his Gurudev, Dasan, Dasan, Das. We should sing some kirtan.
Nitai Pada Kamala. $58 in the new book. Koti Chandra Shishitala Unitai Kana Koti Chandra Shishitala Unitai Kana Chaya Radha Krishna Radha Krishna Radhe Dharoni Karjaro Dharoni पति पावन श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की
Gauranga Bolite Have. I don't know what page. Page 86 in the little book.
Oh.
Gauranga bolite have Mulaka Sharira Hare Hare bolite na Jane Bhavani Gauranga bolite have Mulaka Sharira Hare Hare bolite na Jane Bhavani Gauranga bolite Araka benita jane karuna hare samsara bhakta mora kapitu Araka benita jane Rupara Gunata Pade Hoibe Akote Kabe Hama Bunavase Yogala Bebe Rupara Gunata Pade Hoibe Akote Kabe Hama Bunavase Yogala Rupara Gunata Pade Rahumara Yasha Yatanaka Yoe Sada Arata Manasa Rupara Gunata Pade Rahumara Gauranga Gaurite Habe Gauranga Sharira Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande. 343. You know, we were talking about weeping and calling out for Krishna's mercy to descend in our lives. And Gurudev said, if you can't weep for Krishna, if you can't cry, then you should cry to be able to cry. And then he said, and if you can't do that, then you should put chili in your eyes. Somehow or other tears should come and be offered to Krishna. And as we were singing that bhajan, Gauranga Bolite Habe, if you have ever read the extraordinary life of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, you can really cry. He was just there at the time of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but they never met. Mahaprabhu was so overwhelmed that one day soon Narottam would be born. When he came close to the village of Narottam, he began to call out in kirtan, Narottam, Narottam! He was calling out and the devotees were, who is this Narottam? And they realized that something would happen. Narottam would be born there. Mahaprabhu entered this river called the Padma River, and he left his love there. Then here he's saying, when I get the mercy of Nitai, then I will understand everything. Then I will get the mercy of Mahaprabhu. What happened when he was 12 years old? He had a dream. Nityananda Prabhu said, oh Narottam, wake up. Quickly go to the Padma River and go and take bath. Little boy ran to the Padma River, took bath. And when he entered that water, the water began to swell. And Mahaprabhu's love, his prem entered the heart of Narottam, and Narottam became mad in ecstasy, in love of Mahaprabhu. Getting the mercy first of Nityananda Prabhu, then he got the mercy of Mahaprabhu. And what did he do? He began running toward Mahaprabhu. Where are you? As he was running toward Puri, he heard that Mahaprabhu had gone to Vrindavan. Then he began running toward Vrindavan and heard Mahaprabhu left. He threw himself on the ground and began to lament in deep separation. Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu went and began to soothe him through spurti, through, it says like a dream, but darshan, they came to him. They instructed him, go to Vrindavan, there Rupa and Sanatan are there. On his way, he got to Mathura. When he went to Mathura at Vishram Ghat, he asked one Mathura Brahmin, how is everyone in Vrindavan? Oh, don't you know? Just recently, Rupa and Sanatan, they left this world. He fainted. He was crying in such deep separation that Rupa and Sanatan manifested to him and began to console him and give him instruction and soothe his heart. In deep separation, he was crying for them, and they came. That Mathura Brahmin also was able to receive that darshan and didn't want to let Narottam go. You must stay here with me. He went to Vrindavan. There he met so many of the beautiful parikar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But it is said that because of his deep intensity of kirtan, because he was calling out with such love and intensity, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and all of his parikar, they manifested in that kirtan of Narottam. Their voice would mix with his in deep separation, and because of joining the kirtan of Narottam, all those who were joining in that kirtan also got the darshan of Nityananda Prabhu, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and of their parikar. And those who came just out of curiosity to see this kirtan, they didn't see Mahaprabhu, but they saw how overwhelmed everyone was and became devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kirtan is so powerful. And when we are singing these bhajans of like Narottam Das Thakur, if we know a little bit of their lives, then we can cry at least for them. Do you know the life of our Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada? Oh my God. We should read the life histories of these Gaudiya Vaishnavas if we want to actually get a drop of faith. Srila Prabhupada writes in his own diary, he wanted to fulfill the order of his Gurudev so desperately, but he had no money, he had no facility to do it. But everyone he met, he would say, I want to go to America. He writes it in his own diary, I want to go to America and give this mission of Mahaprabhu everywhere. He would say it to anyone he met. And one day in Mathura, he just said it out of the blue to someone. They said, my son is in Philadelphia. I can write and see if he will sponsor you. Within 2 weeks, he got the message, my son will sponsor you. He never gave up hope, but he was like a beggar. And we think that we shouldn't beg. We think everything should come so easy. When our Srila Prabhupada would go and do Madhukari in Vrindavan and Vraj, you know, that means that you're going and begging for foodstuffs. You go and you give Hari Kirtan, and they will give you some rice, some chapati. He would go and do Madhukari for pen and paper, for pencil and paper, so that he could do Srimad Bhagavatam for us. If we actually want to weep for Krishna, first and foremost, we should weep for those who are dear to Krishna. Then when we sing these kirtans, when we're singing to Vaishnav Thakur, when we're calling out Jaya Prabhupada, then really we can call, oh, Jai Prabhupada, how you overcame all obstacles, all oceans. At the age of 76 years old, 2 heart attacks, but yet he came and he fulfilled the prophecy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is Rupa Nuga in the line of Sri Rupa Goswami, came to give what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. This mood, he came to give us. So easily at our fingertips we have it. So Gurudev said we should weep to be able to weep. And if we want that, then we should know who is giving us this message of Mahaprabhu. And first and foremost, we can cry for them. As Kishori Mohan Prabhu has kept saying, Krishna says, those who say they are my devotees, really they're not my devotees. But those who are the devotees of my devotees. If you want Krishna's mercy, cry for the mercy of his devotees. And then Krishna will run after us. What can I give you? How can I facilitate? So if we want to be able to read the life of Narottam, read the life of our Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. I'm reading his life's history now. Oh my God. He had to overcome so much. They wanted to kill him. They wanted to kill him. We think, oh my God, I have to chant 16 rounds. Life is hard. To give this path of bhakti to us, they wanted to kill him. And yet he never stopped. He said, if millions of jivas from millions of universes all came together and shouted at me in one voice their opinion, I will stand in the face of that and I will speak to them the truth. What is the truth? And he began to speak about what Mahaprabhu came to give. First and foremost, I am not this body. I am an eternal servant of Krishna in love and affection for Krishna. I am Krishna Das, Nitya Krishna Das. First and foremost this. Can any of us do something like this? Oh, but if we hide behind those who can do like this, then we're in a good position. Peek our head out every now and then. Okay, he's taking care of business. We need to come in line of our Vaishnavacharyas if we want strength in bhakti, if we want strength in siddhanta, if we want strength in our sadhana. Then we can pick up our mala with conviction. Then we can sing kirtan with conviction. Then we can become a beggar in the street for Hari Guru and Vaishnavas with conviction. Otherwise, what do we have? We have nothing. We have only our own ideas and opinions and the millions of opinions of others. And we can be popular. So what? So what? I don't know why I said all that, but I think there was a good reason.
You said become a beggar.
Once, one boy, when we were living in Fiji, he had wanted to meet Gurudev and accept Harinam from him. And so he took a cargo ship from one island to the other to meet Srila Gurudev. It took 24 hours. So he came in front of our Gurudev and he wanted Harinam. And so immediately coming in front of Gurudev, he quoted one shlok from Srimad Bhagavatam where Prahlad, from Haridas Thakur, where he's saying, you can cut my body into millions of pieces, but I will never give up the chanting of this Harinam Mahamantra. And our Gurudev started to laugh. He said, oh, can you do? Can you do this? And this boy thought it was a test because he said, yes, I can do it. And Gurudev laughed. He said, no, you cannot do it. You cannot do it. And then he said, once there was a man and he had an arranged marriage. Never before had he seen his bride. Only on the day of his marriage, for the first time, he saw his new wife. But 3 months into the marriage, his new bride became sick. So he began taking her to so many doctors. No one could find out the cure for her sickness. After some time, he had to quit his job so he could stay home and care for her. Because he had no money very soon, he was begging on the street. oh, please help me, my wife is going to die. Srila Gurudev said, 3 months previous, this girl could have died and he wouldn't have cared. What would it have mattered to him? He said, but now, because sambandha, because relationship is there, he is willing to become a beggar in the street for her. And he said, in the same way, when you have relationship with Krishna, means with Krishna's name, he is non-different from his name. And when you have sambandha with Krishna's name, then you can become a beggar in the street for Krishna. Then you can become a beggar in the street for Guru. He said, otherwise not. Otherwise we cannot. So we'll do Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande. And then he gave him Harinam. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande.
Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande.
Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande.
Krishna Deva In this bhajan, Srila Rupa Goswami, he's expressing true humility. He's saying that I don't have any bhakti for you, my Lord. He's speaking to Krishna. I don't have even one sesame seed's worth of bhakti. Really, the pure Vaishnava, he has complete humility and complete bhakti. I was reading from Srila Gurudev today that humility and bhakti are synonymous. To the degree that one has bhakti, to that degree they have humility. And to the degree that they have real humility, that is real bhakti. It is very different from the mundane idea of what humility is. And this is an important thing for Vaishnavas to understand. For those who are coming to the path of bhakti, we should not superimpose mundane definitions onto the transcendental subject matter. Sometimes a word like humility is used, but the word humility has a very, very different meaning. And we should see what the definition given by our acharyas is in order to understand what they are saying. They're using a material word to try to describe a transcendental subject. So many times our Gurudev has said, oh, this language is so lame, I can't describe this transcendental thing through this lame language. English, he didn't say Dutch, he said English. I cannot describe it. But when the Vaishnava is speaking of humility, they're not speaking of being humble to everyone and everything. Humility means being humble to Hari, Guru, and the pure Vaishnava. This is humility. And to entertain humility to anything else, this is called cheating. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was so heavy on this point. Humility means submissive to the truth. And if we are submissive, or even place the truth on the same level as anything else, then Saraswati Thakur says we are not fit to chant the kirtan of Hari. Because we are putting Krishna and the absolute truth on the same level as the opinion of millions of persons who are against Krishna. This is, in essence, atheism. It's offensive toward Krishna. It's offensive toward Guru and the Vaishnavas. So Srila Rupa Goswami there is showing humility. I don't have any love and affection for Krishna. Actually, he has love and affection. But for us, we should see, oh my God, what is my condition? I don't have even this much. He has the most love and affection for Krishna. But when I look at my heart, am I entertaining so many different ideas and conceptions and making it all like one? Or am I holding tight to the lotus feet of my Gurudev, to the instructions of Krishna? What Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, what is Shastra and what is Sadhu? Am I holding close to them? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. One can always chant the holy names of the Lord if one is humble. So if you just look at the direct definition, one should be more humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree. One should not accept any respect for themselves, and one should be ready to give all respect and honor to others. Then one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. This is the general definition. What do our acharyas see in this? But one should not entertain every single conception and be humble to the pure devotee the same way we are to that person who is against Krishna. averse. Averse? Against. Or averse. One should not put them on the same level. One time, one man, he told me, before you get married, he was a devotee boy, kind of, you should play the field. You should experience the world. He said, you know, this is my advice. He's like, trust me. And I remember thinking, I've never read this in any of Prabhupada's books. I've never heard this from any Vaishnava. This is not the instruction of Krishna. This must be the instruction of Maya. Someone else said, love is never wrong. People follow their hearts all the time, fall in love with married people, and then they get themselves killed. Love can be wrong, right? It's not always right. Follow your heart, follow your mind, follow your senses. This is the idea of Maya. To be humble to that instruction is to be self-destructive spiritually. We should be humble to the instruction of Hari, that means Krishna, Sri Guru, and Vaishnava. And we should keep that instruction as the prominent thing in our life. Then we can actually progress in bhakti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he instructs specifically, one should not read too many books. He didn't say don't read books. He said don't read too many. He means accepting the different opinions of so many different kinds of persons who may be averse or against or unfavorable to Krishna. Because when we associate with so many different moods and conceptions, we build impressions in our heart. And those impressions are very, very difficult to weed out. And then we will find, where is my bhakti? I used to have so much conviction in my Gurudev, but now where am I? I'm running around trying to enjoy the material world. Where is my loyalty to my Guru? That person who is embracing all conceptions as one is not fit to chant the Kirtan of Hari. That means they're not submissive to the truth. What is the truth? Everyone says, this is the truth, this is the truth, this is the truth. What truth should I listen to? That person who has submitted themselves to the lotus feet of Sri Guru. That person who has come to Guru and said, I am yours. You can do with me as you like. Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj said, I'm going to quote the quote exactly as I remember. She was paraphrasing it. The duty of the disciple is to place himself into such a circumstance where Guru can inflict severe discipline upon him. Oh. Okay. Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj, I believe, is saying.
It is.
Okay. Guru can catch hold of your ear and slap you. You rascal, what are you doing? The Guru has that right, and you have to accept it because he is Guru. You cannot sue him in court. If someone grabs you and slaps you, you can sue them, but you cannot sue Guru because you have voluntarily accepted it. I have become your Shishya. I accept you as my Guru. Please inflict severe discipline on me. By this, your attachments will be cut off. Whatever severe discipline Guru inflicts upon you, accept it gladly, without grumbling. Then your strong attachment will be cut off. Thereby he is lifting your anchor, which is now stuck very deeply in the mud of this material world. Then he will row the boat amidst all sorts of obstacles and danger. But you have to accept his discipline. This means humility. If we want to actually chant the holy names of the Lord, then we should be humble to Krishna, humble to Guru, and humble to Vaishnavas, not humble to all of the ideas of the materialistic persons in this world. Otherwise, we make compromise. And Srila Gurudev said, if you make compromise by accepting so many different ideas and opinions, then you will make compromise in your bhakti. Then you will see either I'm not moving forward, I'm stagnant, or I'm going backward. So our acharyas, all of them are telling us the same thing again and again. Hold tightly to the lotus feet of Sri Guru. That means follow his instructions. Follow the moods he is teaching. I have accepted, as she told yesterday, he is the mouthpiece of Krishna. Krishna is trying to tell me something, and he is coming in the form of the spiritual master instructing me. I can reject or accept whimsically, but then what will be my result?
Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj said, what Krishna personally wants to tell you comes through the mouth of Sri Guru. That is Krishna directly in our life speaking to us. The word of Krishna is coming through the mouth of Sri Guru. He said, so we should hear very carefully. Don't twist, don't change, don't take any opinion out of it. As it is, accept it, because that is your supreme good. It is supremely good and beneficial because it is the word of the Supreme Lord coming through Guru. What is meant for you, what you are hearing, Krishna is directly wanting for you.
Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada was talking about compromise. He said, why should we compromise? He said, there are millions and millions of opinions in this world. Whose opinion will we accept? Everyone's? What will happen if you accept millions of contradictory opinions? Multiple personality disorder, completely mad. We'll become completely mad. He said, at least we have the instruction of Krishna. What Krishna has told, the pure devotee is telling exactly that same thing. We can choose to accept the instruction of Krishna and the pure Vaishnava, or the instruction of millions of persons who have no inclination toward bhakti. This is called Vipale Sevinu Kripana Durjana. Vipal means it won't give us any fruit. It will give us a fruit, but a bad fruit, something rotten. Sevinu means to serve these persons who are Kripan Durjan. Kripan means they are only selfishly motivated and they are very, very far away from bhakti. If we serve those persons, if we accept their idea, imagine if Prahlad Maharaj said, you're right, Hiranyakashipu, you're right, you're my father. The Shastra says that you should worship your father like God, so you're telling me to avoid worshiping Vishnu, so I will follow your instruction. Then we wouldn't hear anything about Prahlad because there would be nothing to glorify. Imagine if Bali Maharaj said to his guru, you're right, I'm not going to worship the Lord, I'm going to follow your instruction. We wouldn't have the glories of Bali Maharaj. Imagine if the gopis thought, yeah, Krishna is playing his flute, so what? Let's hang out at home. We would never hear about the glories of the gopis. We must take it to heart. What does this mean? Humility. Humility means complete submission to the truth and no submission to untruth. It's a very, very different definition of humility, because normally we think, oh my God, yes, he's telling me don't do this. Okay, I will accept it. I should be like a blade of grass. So if someone blows on me, then I should blow this way. I should go this way. I should go that way. But our gurus are saying something different. In simple English term, there's a phrase, if you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. Does that make sense? How would you translate that into Dutch? If you don't stand up for something, if you have no conviction, then anyone's idea can move you any direction.
Yeah, there's a saying, there's a general saying in Dutch, je waait met alle winden mee.
Je waait met alle
Je waait
winden
met alle winden. Whenever direction the wind is coming, you're going that way.
Right.
Then it comes and then you
like
go
a
that way.
leaf.
But our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, again and again and again, what did he say? Guru Nishtha is the backbone of bhakti. Firm conviction in the words, in the teachings, in the instructions of Sri Guru. This is your backbone. This is how you will move forward on the path of bhakti. Otherwise, if we don't follow that, then how will bhakti manifest? Only Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. The only way to have bhakti is to submit yourself wholly at the lotus feet of Sri Guru, the transcendental personality. Then we can have hope to move forward on the path of bhakti. Otherwise, we will be bound in this material world of samsara, rotating through 8,400,000 different species of life, again and again and again and again, without any hope for deliverance. But now we have a chance, we have an opportunity. What they have given us, we can hold on to. And if we don't hold on to it, then we are letting go of the greatest treasure that we could ever imagine. That person who is connected to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is coming to give what Mahaprabhu wanted to give, that great valuable jewel. Prema Ratanadhana Helaya Harayana Gora Pahuna Bhajiyamaina. Oh my Gurudev, you have come to give me the treasure that Mahaprabhu wanted to give, the greatest treasure, the most valuable thing. But instead I have rejected that treasure and I am willingly drinking the poison of this material world. Oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh Gurudev, please be merciful to me. Please help me. Please give me strength. Please remove my causeless unwillingness and keep me like an atom at your lotus feet. Please be merciful. So coming to there, I think It's time to chant Maha Mantra.
Then our
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
He wants me to apologize if I said something pinching.
No, I said we should.
Okay, I have one question.
Yes, please.
What are the symptoms of Buddhism?
That's a whole nother class.
Can we speak something on it tomorrow?
Okay, tomorrow.
You'll be here tomorrow? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay then, wonderful. Then everybody who wants to hear the answer should also come tomorrow.
Today we were reading and sharing from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, our Gurudev, Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, and they're very clear, very strong, very direct, and they don't give any room to wiggle. No wiggle room. They're very, very direct, and so what we absorb ourselves on in the daytime, that naturally manifests. So if anyone felt pinched by us, by what we spoke. It wasn't intended toward anyone directly, but actually it was for our own purification. Yes?
You mentioned how Krishna speaks to us through Guru, and I felt like Gurudev spoke through you.
Hare Krishna. We're only trying to repeat the words of Sri Guru. So that for me means that he manifested here tonight for you what you needed to hear. So thank you. That makes our seva successful. You know, Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj said that we should hold on to Guru with leech-like tenacity. And I always like that because a leech is just such a horrible thing. And it doesn't make you feel like you're anything good, but it's like, I'm not letting go no matter, Everyone knows what a leech is. You know, it's a bloodsucker, but he's saying, don't let go, hold on with leech-like tenacity to Guru. And that is our life, that is our everything. We're not even like really with the qualification of a leech, but we're trying. And it is true, sometimes we speak heavily, and this is above our adhikar, it means above our qualification. But Gurudev told us to speak how he spoke. He told us to speak Guru Tattva the way he spoke it, not to make any kind of change in it. Speak it as it is truth. And that is what we are holding on to. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but we're trying to hold on to that. So sometimes, yes, it comes across very intense, but this is intense. It should be intense. Once Gurudev said, if your path is very, very high and very, very rare, then your sadhana should also be very refined and very high and very rare. So yeah, we're trying and we're doing together. So thank you for giving us this opportunity to try to serve Sri Guru, and for coming and for listening and encouraging us, and for arranging it, and now for Arti. Okay.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. For now, I'll do this.
But later, you want to do the other?
Yes, I'll get the one before.
High enough?
Yeah, that's it. Can this go higher? How's it? Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Bolo Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga, Bolo Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana. Bala Nitai Gauranga, Jai Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Bala Nitai Gauranga, Jai Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, Jai Nitai Gauranga. Gauranga Hariko, Hariko. Gauranga Hariko, 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 Jaya Jaya Gora Chande, Maruti Kashobha. Jaya Jano Mita Vane, Jogo Manalo Jano Mita. Jaya
Bhakti भगति विनुजते जय जय राधा कृष्ण युगल मीला 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 भारती करो नदी जाति सखी ओ भारती करो नदी जाति सखी मोहन रूप भंग सुंदर रूप जीवन सुंदर विनोद बिहारी रूप भंग सुंदर राधा विनोद बिहारी रूप भंग सुंदर पीताम्बर चिपी पुछ मनोहर ओ पीताम्बर चिपी पुछ मनोहर ललिता माधव हरे कृष्ण भानु कन्या ललिता माधव हरे कृष्ण भानु कन्या सोनी लवसन गोरी रूपे गुणे धन्या सोनी लवसन गोरी रूपे गुणे धन्या नवि भय अलंकार कोरे धर्मा नवि भय अलंकार कोरे धर्मा हरि मनो विमोहन मदन युजा हरि मन राधे राधे गोविंद जय जय राधे राधे गोविंद जय जय राधे राधे राधा गोविंद जय जय राधे राधे राधा गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल 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 जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Younger players, chant. Follow Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Nitai Gauranga, Bolo Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी मेरो गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी मेरो मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी हो मेरो राधा गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी गिरधारी श्याम मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी 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 मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 राम हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 राम राम बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे राम मेरो राधा रमण गिरधारी गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी 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 गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी Krishna अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमान श्री भक्ति व्रत नारायण स्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णु पार अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमान श्री गौर गोविंद गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णु पार अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमान श्री भक्ति व्रत गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णु पार अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमान श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णु पार अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमान श्री भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णु पार अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमान श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। सत्परिकर श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। महाभागवत श्री गौरीकिशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। सच्चिदानंद श्री भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। गुरुग्रंथाचार्य श्री बलदेव भूषण प्रभु की जय। श्री विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय। श्री नरोत्तम श्री श्याम प्रभु त्रय की जय। श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्री पावन गौरी गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भद्र रघुनाथ जीव गोपाल पतरास रघुनाथ सदगोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री श्री कमरारायण रमनंदारी श्री पार्षद वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गिरिधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गोवर्धन विश्वनाथ श्री ब्रज मंडल की जय। श्री श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गंगा जमुना भक्ति तुलसी देवी की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन चक्रजू की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय विहाय केशव सच्चिदानंद कृष्ण भक्ति प्रणदेवी सत्यवतये नमो नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। दंडवत् प्रणाम। हरे